You wake up one morning with a goal, a dream, a vision of who you want to become. You tell yourself today is the day you'll finally take massive action. You feel a spark of hope, a tiny surge of energy, and you think, today is my day. But by noon, that spark fades. The motivation that once felt like a roaring fire is now just a flicker, and before you know it, you're scrolling through your phone, binging something meaningless, convincing yourself that tomorrow will be better, but tomorrow never comes. Most people fail not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because they wait for a feeling, an emotion, to show up before they act. Motivation is like the weather. It comes and goes, unpredictable, uncontrollable, fleeting. If you depend on it, you will always be at the mercy of your mood. The truth is harsh, but it's also liberating. You don't need motivation to win. You need discipline. Discipline is what separates dreamers from achievers. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is a furnace that burns day after day, regardless of whether you feel like it. When motivation fades, discipline keeps you moving. When the world wants you to quit, discipline whispers, keep going. But most people misunderstand discipline. They think it's about punishing themselves, about rigid routines or soul-crushing schedules. That's a myth. True discipline is freedom. It's the ability to take action when you don't feel like it, to choose long-term success over short-term comfort, to show up for yourself even when your emotions scream in protest. And the good news, discipline can be built like a muscle, with a system, with practice, with small but deliberate steps that compound over time. Here's the problem. People wait for motivation. They tell themselves, I'll write my book when I feel inspired. I'll train when I feel energetic. I'll start my business when I feel ready. And guess what? Inspiration doesn't arrive like a package at your door. Energy is not a constant. Readiness is an illusion. Life will always be messy. Your mood will always fluctuate, and the excuses will always be ready to greet you. Waiting for the perfect moment is a trap. It's the same trap that keeps billions of people living in mediocrity, wondering why they never reach their potential, why they never cross the finish line. Motivation is seductive because it feels good. Discipline is quiet, invisible, unglamorous, but it is unstoppable. So how do you build discipline without motivation? The first step is to understand a simple truth. Action comes before emotion, not the other way around. You don't wait to feel like exercising, writing, or grinding on your goals. You start, even when it's uncomfortable. You begin, even when your brain is screaming at you to stop. And here's the secret. Once you take action, even a tiny action, momentum begins to build. Movement creates motivation, not the other way around. The first push is always the hardest, but it's also the most powerful. It's a muscle you strengthen every time you resist the temptation to wait, every time you move despite feeling lazy, tired, or uninspired. Next, create systems that remove dependence on feelings. Discipline thrives on structure. When your environment, your routines, and your habits are aligned with your goals, you don't need to rely on motivation at all. You wake up, and your morning routine is already mapped out. You sit down to work, and your tasks are already queued. You eat, train, study, and act according to a system that doesn't negotiate with moods. You make the decision once, before your emotions enter the equation, and then you follow through, consistently, relentlessly. Systems are the scaffolding that hold your discipline when your feelings crumble. Before we move on, if you're finding value in this video and it's helping you level up your life, I have a small favor to ask. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's just one click for you, but it makes a massive difference. Not just for me, but for everyone watching who needs this message. Every like, every subscription is a spark that helps spread these ideas and change lives. I'm genuinely grateful to each and every one of you for being here. Thank you. Now, let's keep going. Another crucial part of building discipline is embracing discomfort. Motivation will always seek pleasure and avoid pain. Discipline seeks progress through resistance. When you learn to lean into the hard moments, when you choose the path that feels uncomfortable but necessary, you grow. Every time you push through fatigue, boredom, doubt, or distraction, you expand your capacity for action. You prove to yourself that your success is not conditional on your mood, but on your commitment. You stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect feeling, or the perfect energy, and you start creating your own momentum, your own power, and your own results. But let's be honest, discipline is not easy. It will challenge you, confront you, and force you to face your weaknesses. There will be mornings when every part of your body wants to quit, when every excuse in the world tempts you to stay in comfort. In those moments, remember this: your future self is silently rooting for you. Your future self doesn't care about your temporary discomfort, your fleeting desire for comfort, or your lazy excuses. Your future self wants results, wants freedom, wants growth. Every disciplined action you take today is a gift to that future self, a deposit in your life's bank account that compounds faster than any motivational speech ever could. Discipline is also not about perfection. It's about consistency. You will fail, you will slip, you will miss days. That's normal. What separates disciplined people from the rest is their refusal to let a single failure define them. They show up again, the next day and the day after, building an unstoppable chain of action. Motivation is fragile and unreliable, but discipline is resilient and durable. It's not a lightning strike. It's a steady flame, a force that over time reshapes your life, your identity, and your destiny. Feeling stuck, distracted, or completely burnt out, it's time to break free. I recommend The Art of Being Unstoppable, your ultimate blueprint to sharpen your mind, master your emotions, and take full control of your life. Inside, you'll discover powerful tools for focus, flow, resilience, and purpose. Everything you need to rise above chaos and step fully into your highest potential. Stop just surviving. Start dominating. Become the person you were always meant to be. The link is in the description below if you're ready to take that next step. So start small. Commit to one action you can take today, no matter how insignificant it feels. Maybe it's writing one paragraph, doing 10 push-ups, or sending one email toward your goal. Then tomorrow, add another. Build a system that guides you, not feelings. Accept the discomfort. Celebrate the act of showing up, not the fleeting rush of emotion. Over time, these small disciplined actions compound into momentum so powerful, so automatic, that motivation becomes irrelevant. You won't need to feel like it. You will just do it, because discipline has become part of who you are. Here's the final truth. Success doesn't wait for your feelings. It doesn't negotiate with your energy levels. It doesn't care if you're inspired today. Success favors those who act, those who push, those who persist, even when the fire of motivation has died down. If you can master discipline, you win. Not because you are always motivated, but because you are unstoppable. Your mind, your body, and your habits no longer obey fleeting emotions. They obey a higher command: progress, growth, and victory. Remember, discipline is freedom. Discipline is power. Discipline is the key that unlocks your potential when motivation fails, when excuses appear, and when the world doubts you. Stop waiting to feel inspired. Stop waiting to feel ready. Start today. Take one action, then another, then another. Build your system. Embrace the discomfort. Commit to consistency. And watch as the life you imagined, the results you've dreamed of, become inevitable. You don't need motivation. You only need discipline. And when you master that, nothing, no challenge, no mood, no obstacle can stop you. If you made it all the way to the end, drop a mind emoji in the comments. I want to see who truly finishes what they start. Thank you for watching, for showing up, and for committing to improving every single day. Keep pushing, keep growing, and remember, together we are unstoppable.